Good evening, everyone. System Chalk here with what should be the 8th episode of our Cultist Simulator Bright Young Thing Legacy playthrough, playing as David Ellison. So we've had a little bit of trouble getting the last step of our erudition. We'll see whether or not reading some plays with little secrets inside of them will help us out. Failing that, we will just rely on some good old-fashioned brain elbow grease. And then as far as our other pursuit, our body, we haven't actually been picking up heavy things and putting them down again. We've been relying more on supernatural means, and so we are going to be heading back to the wood. And it's sort of a twofold goal, which is number one, to get occult scraps, or furtive truths sometimes, and then if I can't get those, to grab a vitality. I don't go to the wheel, so the thing is that you can actually, from either of the two locations, you can actually wind up getting vitality. One, you get it through the hard influence, and the other one, you just get a vitality directly. My general preference is direct vitality because, you don't have to let the clock tick, and of course, we do have a timer as far as the lesson learned is concerned. At least as long as we're working with the erudition here, because there's only one painting I can make to extend the life of things. But we'll see whether or not these things, we'll see whether or not they turn out. If they don't, it's not fatal. It just means that there'll be a couple of things that take a bit longer to accomplish. So for now, we will go back to the way in the wood. If I have enough passion, I can walk the dream road to the wood. If I have the right knowledge, I might be able to find a way beyond it. Now I pass between scar-barked trees. The moon passes behind branches, though her fingers remain in my hair. I am stumbling over roots now. It is tempting to drop to all fours to avoid the low branches. Pale wings move deep in the night. And again, we're not paying for paints here just because we have quite a bit of staleness, which we're going to try and get rid of at some point. And we've got Dorothy. Now, Dorothy's a big one for us because this is the first heart follower that we have access to. So this will be someone who can help us out with our reputation. And sadly, still no light in the skull as a result of my talking about the Watchman's secret, but that's fine. That was always a nice to have. So we will continue down that path. And again, basic return, but nothing too special. So we'll keep with the same trick, but in this case here, we're preserving the lifespan of some of my we're preserving the lifespan of the erudition. Now, 1.8 seconds. I'm gonna hang on to the lesson learnt for as long as I can. Okay, the culprit, it transpires, is the audience. The surviving queens are directed to execute whatever audience members do not escape. A surprisingly lucid epilogue suggests that the correspondence of river names with historical events does provide clues to secret histories behind our own. And I've actually changed my mind on this, so I'm going to hit reason here. So the world is awash with printed words. Even the newspapers contain knowledge sometimes. So in 60 seconds, we will have what we need for this erudition, but I'd like to have a window that's kind of longer than 3 seconds. Well, I'll split the difference. So we'll keep this, we'll keep the lesson learnt in the painting slot for a while. But the painting's going to be finished before the study is done. So I will just switch it out for the erudition. We can combine the two, and then we're going to be able to upgrade our scholarship. The good news is this will probably be the toughest one for me to pass, so I'll probably wind up splitting, I'll probably wind up taking two collections of essays for the level 3 one, and then 2 collections of essays for the level 4 one. I might do it differently, but we'll see how many, we'll see what kind of erudition we have lying on the table when all is said and done. Again, we're not paying for the paints. We're eventually going to want to work down the staleness, but that's for a later time. Every sense is heightened, every sensation deepened, an awareness of appetite. The well in the wood is never dry, but it is never clear. One night it might heave with crawling roots. On another, it will pulse with bright moss. On nights of the full moon, its waters are choked with the fat dappled bodies of moths. Last night I saw it brimming with dark and viscous blood. Gelatinous shreds drifted on its surface, clots of grail matter. Okay, now I'm thinking maybe I want to hold on to this passion for a bit. There's Cater and Hero. We'll put this along the bottom. It's going to get a little messy here, but I'll live with it. There are places in the city where I can find extraordinary things if I can sift the clues out of history and rumor. See, I think I'm going to try and put all 4 passion into a painting. Well, actually I can't because we're going to potentially get another follower. My recent work has drawn some attention. Something should sell. See, I was kind of hoping to, I was sort of hoping to make a little bit, or to kind of clear out my staleness by this point, but I think we're just going to keep going. I think we're going to keep going with what I've got here. I really should have switched out the 116 with the 36. That was careless of me. But what I'm going to do here, we're going to use the lesson learned because in 16 seconds we're going to have the erudition to double up. And then from there we'll see how quickly we can upgrade the vitality. The words contain knowledge, and now I contain it. It's a little like theft, a little like feasting, and a little like the progress of an infectious disease. So, erudition 1, erudition 2. I picked up odd facts here and there. If I spend time studying what I've learnt, I could increase my reason. And in fact, with that in mind, we've got 156 seconds left here, so we're actually going to extend the vitality. And the reason for that is right now we're looking to try and improve. Now I've got competing priorities for vitality, it seems. So it may make some sense to bring Dorothy in just so that we can have a follower to trigger some hard events. This place merits closer investigation. So again, we'll just exhaust our gold scraps where we can and go back to the well. The velvet is strong at the well in the wood, and the velvet is the hour that keeps secrets. But now and then she lets a little secret fall like a crumb at a feast. Last night I found a moss-clad rock written all around with secrets of another history. I might give thanks to the velvet, but it would be wiser not to draw her attention. Alright, so we're covering our costs, but we're not really impressing. I think I'm going to wait the 9 seconds for the passion here. Okay. Yeah, so... Okay, I don't want to give up the woods because that is going to... that is potentially going to give me the vitality that I want, but at least throw 3 passion into this. We'll grab a soon-to-expire Mystique. We'll continue to do mood piece with the lesson learnt, and then old and happy far off things, that'll be the next painting that we do. I'd prefer to do it primarily passion, but clearly that's not going to happen. And I'm still going to try and provoke erudition by talking about the Watchman's Secret. Right, my mind to the library. Use this lesson learnt with your scholarship skill. Now, where'd I put the other one? Here we go. Ah. Wiser. Knowledge is the city built stone by stone, but what waits in the darkness beyond the walls? Why would we need a fortress, except that we had something to fear? Okay, we're actually going to have a couple of demands on our painting. We'll try and do the best with what we've got. I think I'm actually going to start talking about the waking chant now, just so I can get some extra vitality. My curiosity is becoming a physical need. My eyes will be thresholds. It is almost time to perform the work and begin the changes. But I must have enough lantern aspect. Exploration might find more. Okay, again, I've got an outside option for the restlessness, but if I can, I'd still prefer to paint it away. It is a way of just turning that into some kind of income. That's a bust twice over. I could have at least had the occult scrap. So many things rise from the well and the wood. Last night it was a swarm with wormy roots. The trees clustered and whispered. Perhaps they were welcoming the influx. I found a sleeping soul ensnared in the roots, and I helped them struggle free. When they wake, they will recall my face, as I do theirs. So again, I'd love to be able to take advantage of these, but not for now. Okay, let's work on the occult scrap again. There are places in the city where I can find extraordinary things if I can sift the clues out of history and rumor. And I think I do need to keep focusing on the wood for now, so... I don't think we're going to see anything more than... Oh, hey, we got a staleness down. That's nice. I don't think this is going to be done in time. Okay. Start here. I'll use the talk verb to get rid of the restlessness. Oh, good. It's a... this is actually... This could not have been a better time for me to find a patron. I reordered the boundaries of my ignorance. So, where normally I'd want to, follow up on my studies and that, I am in a position where I could actually use a little bit of help as far as improvements are concerned. So we're going to start by getting fresh air and exercise. Long walks kill cobwebs. So that we might just have to use to get rid of the affliction. But going to the Mantis hopefully is also going to give us some vitality. We'll see how it all turns out, but... oh, you know what? This is... I forgot how much time this is going to take, so I think unless we get lucky with the painting, we're going to get hit by the restlessness, and that's going to turn into dread, and the contentment's not going to last. Yeah. And we're back to 4. Okay, well, let's recover what we can. So Strathcoin, so we need at least one more occult scrap. I should be making... Sorry, I should have read that. I'm spamming the wood in hopes of getting the vitality that I need. Let's paint. Again, pretty much any reputation will work here. So part of this painting is really about trying to get that contentment, although that will probably come from passion. So this is preserving the lesson learned for the vitality, but it also potentially triggers a heart event as well. Once I have 4 passion to work with, I will I'll do another passion painting. If nothing else, that'll help me out with the contentment. Ah, there we go. A light in the skull. Whenever the principle of the lantern sheds its light, I may recall additional scraps of knowledge. So that came from Count Jannings. We can learn from each other. Count Gottlieb Jannings represents a continental confraternity of physicians and duelists. He could use your assistance. So in this case, what I'm going to do here is we're going to talk with Count Jannings first, and this is just because it only takes 10 seconds to get a commission. And then from that, I've neglected my studies, but I stand a little straighter. Okay, so we're going to keep this aside with the affliction. 62 seconds, so I actually need to use that right away. And at this point, I think we'll just keep using the health because I'm not gonna watch this film, and I don't mind holding off the translations. Oh, an edge commission. Okay, we can do that right away. Here's what he needs. So that might be good for capturing another erudition. Okay, so let's keep talking about the... Yeah, I still want to go for heart on this. I do want to restore Watchman's Secret at some point, but let's talk about the Waking Chant. Talking publicly about the invisible arts will attract attention. Perhaps that's what I want. So again, this is just trying to provoke Course of the Heart. Timer starting on the erudition. Again, we're covering the bills, but that's about it. For 6 seconds, I think I'm actually going to wait. Okay, so I do need some more occult scraps from the Mansis when the time comes. The wood, specifically. Okay, so this one is a bit of a priority for me, just so that I can try and get some life back on the staleness. And a much-needed vitality. So I'm going to hang on to this one. Oh, did I? Sorry, I forgot to read that again. But I need to wait on the passion, so... Oh. I wasn't going to go there anyway. We're going to use the vitality. And I'm empty on the explore verb, so probably now is not a bad time for me to start bringing some people into the cult, because this would have been a good time to send Dorothy out to explore and get the the chance to have another heart event pop up. And for 99 seconds, I'm actually going to switch this so that the erudition is coming up next. There's a reasoning behind this, just because in 5 seconds the fresh air and exercise is going to trigger, and then I can combine the vitality. We're not paying for paints, and I'm going to leave Explore alone for... Well, I can explore a Furtive Truth. Odd nooks remain in the quiet countryside here and there for those who know where to look. Okay, so now we combine the... That's not what I wanted. We combine the health and the vitality. So this is going to take 60 seconds. We've got 89, so we're going to be able to improve our physique. And we're also going to have to paint away the restlessness. Ah, now that's going to eat up the passion that pops up. So I didn't want to follow up with a painting immediately afterwards, but my hand's sort of been forced as far as the restlessness goes. So, again, we rely on our reputation here. Get rid of the restlessness. And what I might do is I just might kind of lay low on the painting and do commissions when I can to try and get some kind of an income. I can also sell off a few items at Oriflammes and such. But again, just the way that things worked out as far as my ambition is concerned. We're gonna have another sickness coming up. Oh well, the sick room grows close and stale. Time to get up. Let's go. I don't have the passion for the wood, so we're just gonna leave it be. Yeah, I've hit the limits of my knowledge, and we're now sort of feeling the consequences for that. Hopefully the staleness doesn't go up from this. Okay, there's Lockwood Fen. I'm just going to put that down below here. Again, we don't actually need to sell at Oriflammes, so I'm going to just keep using the secret history. So I've got a nice big queue. I'm ready to grow stronger. So 2 lessons learnt, especially before this one expires. I will grow stronger still. Now, that doesn't deal with the sickness, but we have other ways of dealing with that. And we have Eau Claire. So under normal circumstances, I would have gone back to the Watchman's Secret, but here we are actually trying to provoke another Course of the Heart. So I'm going to focus on the Heart lore for a little while. And we're back to 4 staleness. Okay, bad luck for me. So while we're waiting this out, again, I'd like to be able to extend the life of the erudition, but I think I have an idea about how I'm gonna manage that. Let's get the commission done. We can afford it, and it's just gonna help me focus on a couple of other priorities right now. So I need the right lore, and I need to dedicate my abilities to the work. So in this case, we'll use our reason. Oh, am I? Ah, substantial. So I don't have that option. All right, well, I'm still not going to complain about the ability to preserve this erudition. So that opens up the option, another option for me in terms of. Yes, I'll go for the wood here. Now I pass between scar-barked trees. The moon passes behind branches, though her fingers remain in my hair. I'm stumbling over roots now. It is tempting to drop to all fours to avoid the low branches. Pale wings move deep in the night. Still not paying for the paints. For some reason I thought I should have 6 passion, but that doesn't actually seem to be the case. My body ripples with power. Okay, so that's another concern handled. This illness has damaged my health. I will need to rest before I'm fully recovered. Cure your affliction with funds or vitality. Now, one thing that's nice here is I actually have the option of, as long as I have more than 60... So there's 2 things that I require. 60 seconds to get fresh air and exercise, and an open dream slot. So I'm going to roll the dice as far as getting a special vitality is concerned, and what I'm going to focus on instead is I'm going to use one read whatever is to hand, then I'm going to brush up on my languages, and then we'll start reading some books and seeing if I can turn those into erudition for me. Again, it's just because I have the Light in the Skull erudition. So, speaking of, turns out I didn't need to worry about that, but it's still good news. Now, unfortunately, I was kind of planning on doing a passion painting with 4, but this opportunity has come up, so Oops. Once again, we don't pay for the paints. So many things rise from the well in the wood. Last night it was a swarm with wormy roots. The trees clustered and whispered. Perhaps they were welcoming the influx. I found a sleeping soul ensnared in the roots, and I helped them struggle free. When they wake, they will recall my face as I do theirs. Now, he could just get hit by the notoriety and that ends the investigation, but it's not exactly how I want to play it. So one nice thing here is that if I need to extend the erudition, I can now just combine it. But I figure there's probably some better opportunities available to us. Okay. Well, I'm happy that we've got the contentment. We've also got Crocus Hill, so one more furtive truth there. The words contain knowledge, now I contain it. It's a little like theft, and a little like feasting, and a little like the progress of an infectious disease. So 3 erudition to kicking around. Again, I don't want to mess around too much with this stuff, because I need 3 lessons learned, and the longer I can keep this on the board, the happier I am. The trickier problem is figuring out what to do with the work slot while all of this is going on. So, okay, here's an idea. I've got 117. This may blow up in my face, but I'm actually going to read whatever's to hand here. I'm going to keep the work slot open until I've got passion that I can work with. Okay, we've got Eldridge. There's a side of me that says, actually, let's not even worry about going full passion. Let's just put a passion in a painting so that we can extend the life of things. I'm not going to extend the life of this one because these are going to get turned into a lesson learnt soon, so we will preserve the life of the longer lived one. Right, that denies me the... Ah, that's where I blew it, because I should have used the passion. Well, the one thing I could have done would be to talk about esoteric matters, so that's a big blunder on my part as well. Okay, well, we'll see. It's a bit dicier now, but... Okay, so you go to the woods. And it just occurred to me that if I want to study the health, then I'm not going to be able to combine these. So, again, I didn't quite think through the plan all the way through. This is work I can be proud of. With enough publicity, it will sell. The big question is, did it... Okay, it didn't knock down my staleness. So good for money. I'm not going to complain about that. Okay, so I don't even have the option of studying for the health anymore, so we'll just eliminate that as a possibility. We will... I'm going to keep the painting option open for now. So these pair off, those two pair off. Okay, we're more or less okay for lessons learned for a little while, but I want to... Ah, nice. Another light in the skull. Okay. The words contain knowledge, now I contain it. It's a little like theft, a little like feasting, and a little like the progress of an infectious disease. So, we need to preserve this one, so we'll combine these two. In fact, one thing I might be willing to do is just take these... these two, crack a collection of essays, and then we just need the one lesson learned, and then we use the remaining 3 to upgrade the scholarship. That's the intelligent way of doing it. And I want to do an early painting like this, but I'm going to hold off because it's probably going to be passion. Yeah. But I can explore the fleeting reminiscence. There's a danger with the season of visions, but at this point I want to try and get... Or, well, that's not going to help me with the vitality, but... Well, hey, comes through again. The well in the wood is sacred to the grail, the hour that hungers, and to the velvet, the hour that guards secrets. Tonight, as I approached, it heaved with the velvet's moss, struggling waves of deep and vibrant green, pulsing again and again from its throat. It surged around my calves, rose to my thighs, and this morning, I still feel the velvet's breath strong within me. So that's the second time it's come through at the last minute for us. All I need now is time. All right. So, what a nice little way to end at the end of the week. So, we know our way through the woods well enough that we're apparently able to recover at the last minute. The one thing that isn't working for us is that we have relied too much on our reputation, and that's kind of limited our ability to... So we're managing our existence, like we're doing okay for money, but we're not really advancing. We have, however, advanced our scholarship as well as our physique, and maybe a little bit further than what we might have originally expected. And so in this case here, next week, one of the things that we're going to do, I don't want to focus too much on improving, the scholarship will be pretty straightforward, right? So we can combine... I'm going to combine these into a lesson learned, and as it is, because we've got this light in the skull triggered, I might as well just study the reason, and that way I can crack open essays 4 times, and I have my next level for scholarship. That seems to be a pretty straightforward way of doing it. Vitality obviously is going to be a bit harder, but we'll deal with that when it comes up. The other thing that's nice about that is it frees up the study verb. I'm not going to be pursuing these. I'm not going to be pursuing this advancement anymore. And so what that's going to get me is a chance to properly sit down, learn some languages, translate some works, and gain the lore from it. That's also particularly helpful because it will either allow me to start doing commissions with the higher level lore, or it'll free up the study verb for me to be improving the lore that I need improvement on. So quite a bit for us to do, and a lot of that's going to be involving the study, but I think we're in a fairly strong position, especially given that we were struggling just between health and trying to get the staleness dealt with and all of that. I sort of feel like we got off kilter in terms of the routine, and we're definitely trying to play catch up with that. But of course, all of that is for next week. So again, thank you very much for watching. I'm delighted that this kind of series sustains multiple... Well, I'm delightful that the Cultist Simulator broadcast sort of sustain multiple series, which is not really something I would have expected. So again, thank you for being part of that. I will be back Monday for another series, and no doubt I will be starting with trying to figure out what's going on in these videos, because it's about a week between the recording sessions, so I need some time to recover. Anyways, I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.